Hey everybody, welcome to the Rocket Girl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Rocket Girl Show. Today we're going to talk about what gets in the way of achieving your goals. And it's not going to be what you think. I think that you're going to be in for a pleasant surprise, and I'm going to give you a solution to turning that around. So for those of you who are joining me for the first time, I'm Belinda Sandor. I am the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor aspiring and established virtual assistants to create, grow, and scale their VA businesses. And I work with my students in my free online classroom, on Facebook, courses, and in my coaching programs. So today I'm going to be your host for the Rocket Girl Show. We air weekly live every Thursday at 11:30. So I hope you'll put it on your calendars. Each episode of the Rocket Girl Show is packed with useful information no matter where you are on your journey to be or become a virtual assistant. And I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. So let me know in the comments. We are live streaming everywhere. We are on Facebook. We are on LinkedIn. We are on, I guess it's now called X. Got to get used to that. And we're on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Click the bell because I don't want you to miss a thing. We have free trainings every single week, at least twice a week, and often more than that. And we stream on YouTube as well. My team and I've been saying this a lot, but it's because I'm so excited about it. We're working on revamping our YouTube channel, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool what's happening there. We have over 600 videos, and we're doing some branding work and having fun, okay? So today we're going to talk about overcoming roadblocks and finally achieving your goals. All right, that's what we're going to dive in today. So Becky says hello. Hello to Lara's here. Hello, Melanie is here from France with her chickerdoodles. That's great. Kathleen is here. Hello, and Amy, fabulous. Karen, Deanna is here from Missouri. Oh, you're listening. That's great. Susie's listening from I guess now it's called Reagan Airport. So that's used to be National Airport, I think. Good, good. And Carol Moffitt, hello from Kalispell, Montana. Welcome, you guys. Great. Okay, now. All right, so the slide itself is going to tip you off, but here's the thing. Most of us want something in our lives to be different, right? It's human nature. It's human nature. You know, maybe we want to buy a home, or we want to change in our lifestyle. You know, maybe we want to change in our relationship we have. Maybe we're starting a business, right? Or we want to take our business to the next level. And it's really exciting to think about these big life goals, right? It's definitely exciting, you know, imagining how life will be different, you know, once these things are achieved. But it can also be scary, right? Now, part of manifesting a goal is 100% thinking about, you know, why you want it and how great it's going to be, and putting emotion with it, you know, definitely putting emotion with it. But on the flip side of that, it can be really scary and uncomfortable to think about the changes that we're going to need to make to get the results that we're looking for. Now, here's the crux of it right here. The very nature of a goal is to change us, right? It changes us, but what I meant to say is it challenges us, right? It challenges us. And so it's important to realize that when we succeed in achieving a goal, we have actually changed. Right? It's impossible to maintain our old behaviors and attitudes and achieve something new at the same time. So think about that for a minute. You know, think about if you want to get in shape and you want to, you know, you're going to have to start working out. You know, your couch potato self is not going to be a good advisor for you to get out and exercise. You know, if you want a business, listening to the person who's been scared to start the business is not going to help you do that. You know, you really want to lean into the future version of yourself and think about what would they tell me to do? Like, what would they tell me to do? And because we don't embrace the fact that we're going to need to change, there can be a lot of starts and stops before we feel like we're getting any traction. And when this happens, it's super easy to give up and be discouraged, right? And you know, it's funny because whenever I take something on that's big and new, the first thing, it's actually the last thing that I ask myself. So the first thing, the doubts and the fears and all the things and the chicken chatter come in, and I kind of work through that. And then it really kind of boils down to this for me, no matter what it really is. Am I willing to make a change in myself to get the result that I want? And it's even something, it's our YouTube channel is definitely not silly, but the thing is that even a project like that, am I willing to write compelling titles? Am I willing to be someone who is willing to say I can do it, who can do research, because I don't know how to do that. It's not comfortable, right? Am I willing to, think about how we want to present ourselves? Am I willing to think about the playlist? Am I willing to do that? Because I will be a different person. I will be a person who has leaned into YouTube and made changes to make that happen. Same with my videos, right? So before I started this video project that I've been working on, the question wasn't, can I make a video? Anyone can make a video. And it's, am I willing to be someone who's going to make a video every day? And I did that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And now I'm doing it every other day. But the question is, am I willing to be the new person, the person who's, holds up the phone, has something to say, and takes a stand for something? Am I willing to be that person? And at first the answer was no. And so it wasn't time. And eventually the answer was yes, I am willing to do that. All right. So if you're wondering if this is you, I want to talk about, I want to talk about our language. And someone says that they are, that's great. So if you are using these phrases, I want you to catch yourself every time you use them. Okay. Here's one phrase. I always fill in the blank, right? I never fill in the blank. I'm just about to put myself down, right? I'm just fill in the blank. Or I struggle with, I struggle with telling, I struggle with, making good food choices. I struggle with, being consistent. It was funny because last night I got a new iPhone and I was talking to the iPhone lady. Her name escapes me right now. Anyway, it began with a J. I can't think of it, but she was really nice, and we had a nice conversation talking about all kinds of things. And she's a business coach, and I told her what I do, and so she was asking me questions. Well, how do you do this? How do you that? And she said, I struggle with consistency. And I thought, you know what? As long as she's saying she struggles with consistency, she's going to struggle with consistency because she's putting a stake in the ground. She's saying, I am a person who struggles with consistency, and I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I always walk away from things. I never finish. Like, do you see how you're talking to yourself when you say things like that, and how you just, it's like you're just totally nailing yourself into that statement, and you really want to think about that because I guarantee you that while you think you're simply stating a fact, what you're doing in your head is you're making a case for why you can't, why a change can't take place, right? You're focusing on why it can't happen instead of looking for ways to make it happen. So take that in for a second. I'm going to give you some turnaround phrases, all right? This was a huge, huge thing for me when I was digging myself out of all the things that I had created in my life, the debt and the chaos and the divorce and the, the taxes, all those things. I had to shift in this way. Okay, so here's some turnaround phrases, and I want you to find turnaround phrases in your life, and I want you to write them down, all right? And you guys who are in VA school and the VIP club, you see me all the time. I'll say something and I'll say, nope, that's not actually what I meant. What I meant was this, and I'll turn it around. I constantly do that, okay? So here are some examples of how to turn your way of thinking around, okay? So you might be walking around saying, I don't want to tell people about my business. I don't want to bug people. This is not something I do. I'm just not that kind of person. I'm private. I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, 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 blah. Okay. So here's what I want you to say instead. I'm going to tell people about my business. What are some ways that I can do that? Do you see how powerful that is? Yes, you might be all those things, but that's not the point, right? That's not the point. I was a person who didn't want to be on video. I was a person who didn't want to tell my story. Now it's in a book. Okay, because I wanted to turn into that different person. So was I scared writing the book? Was I horrified? Horrified? Yeah, I was horrified. When I sent my rough draft to 6 people I respected a lot, including my best friend, who's like a massively beautiful writer, I didn't want her to see that I didn't know what I was doing, right? But I wanted the book more than I worried about my feelings. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, here's another one. I hear this a lot. There are no working events around my home, so I'll never get my business off the ground. How does that feel? Right? How does that feel? It feels terrible. It's interesting. So many people say that to me. Okay. So here we go. Here's the turnaround. Lucky me. There's networking events online. Let me Google and find them. Lucky me. Okay. From I live nowhere. This isn't going to work. I might as well just, there was a, I can't think of it. Anyway, there was something funny I wanted to say. Oh yeah. One of the shows I watched, the woman was talking about quitting. She was a singer. She's like, I'm not hanging up my rhinestones. I'm not hanging up my rhinestones. What I'm going to do instead is say, yay, I can network online. And there are other people who've done it and I'm going to talk to them. Okay. So it's, Jen Cohen says it's an excuse. Right. Yeah. So I love that. So Melanie, oh my goodness. I never finish stuff. And I tell myself I'm never going to finish it all the time. But only stuff for me. I always finish my work, right? So powerful. I know. And you can let yourself off the hook too. Just because you start something doesn't mean you need to finish it, but make a decision about it. Make a decision. I've definitely started things that I decided not to finish, but I made a decision and it's really different. Yeah. So Kathleen says, your thoughts create your reality. If you change your thoughts, you change your reality. But the caveat is that you have to work constantly on your thoughts. Oh, Kathleen, ding, 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 ding. Totally. It is a constant thing. You can't stop the voices in your head, but you can change what those suckers say. You definitely can. All right. Good. And Ella says, my negative, I don't know enough about, or I'm not worth X an hour. Right. We all struggle with that, right? We do. But the thing is that the only way to change that, see, we can't, okay, what do I want to say? We can't think ourselves into business. And what, something I started talking about in the last Kickstart Your VA Business training was, we might not have confidence, but we can find courage. We all have courage. We all know it's inside of us. We can pull it out. And so when you don't have the confidence, that's all this is, right? You can bring your courage. You just bring your courage. All right. So here's the next one I want to tell you. The before. I struggle with imposter syndrome. That's just the way it is. That's not going to get you anywhere, right? Right? Yeah. And after is, what can I do to build my confidence, right? What can I do to build my confidence? And I'll tell you, there are some things. First of all, don't wait for it because you'll be waiting forever. Keep your word to yourself. I cannot emphasize how huge that is. Every week I say, I'm going to write a newsletter. And every week I think, what am I going to write about? Where am I going to find the time? Blah, 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 blah. And today I said to myself, Belinda, you started the newsletter last night. You have 30 minutes, finish it. And I did, and sometimes we just have to put that container around. And what happens, even though I think I've written 167 newsletters for us, the thing is that every time I do it, I think I did it again. Yes, I did it. I did what I said I was going to do, and so that's really a game changer. So making this shift is going to take time. It took me years. I'm still doing it. I started consciously listening to my thoughts about 22 years ago. There was something that happened in my life. It caused me to start to think about it. And then when I really saw the benefit was 13 years ago when I started my VA business, because I had not used my thoughts well. And I had created a lot of chaos in my life. And I knew it was time to step into something new. And my thoughts were the leader. Yeah. So someone says thoughts are things. Mike Dooley, someone I follow who I love, he sends notes from the universe. He says, thoughts become things. Pick good ones. It's something like that. Choose the good ones. Thoughts become things. Something I'm paraphrasing, choose the good ones. So definitely check out tut.com. tut.com, TUT.com, and get his letters from the, his, what is it? Letters from the universe, notes from the universe. And what I do every morning, I get that, is I look at it and I say, what's the message for me? How can I apply this? And it's not always 100% that I think, oh yeah, but there's usually something. And so I really invite you. Yeah, our thoughts also become us, Karen says. That's right. Yeah. Here, I'll put this up. It's tut.com. I love Mike Dooley. I've read a bunch of his books, and I met him in person. He spoke in a church in Brookline, Massachusetts, a long time ago. And I went and I met him, which is super cool. Okay, you guys, it sounds like this is resonating with you. It sounds like you're getting it. This is awesome. So definitely monitor your thoughts and make a shift. Make a shift. Now, before we go, I want to tell you we are kicking off our next Kickstart Your VA Business training. We're going to start on November 6th. Circle it on your calendar. Go on over to this URL, vakickstart.com. Sign up. If you're not already in VA school and in the universe, if you haven't done this training, or if you have, we have a lot of people who do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and I love that, because you know what that tells me? They're getting something out of it. They're getting something out of it, and it is my promise to you that if you attend the 5 days, something will you will be a different person if you do the homework, right? You'll start to be a different person, that person that leans into things. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you so much. So someone's saying she'll be doing it again. He or she will be doing it again. That's awesome. So jump on over there. The Facebook group opened up day before yesterday, and we already have almost 100 people. It's a very exciting place to be. Okay. Thank you, Arlene. Thank you, Ella. Great. Kathleen, all of you. Lori, thanks for coming. I'll see you soon. I am Belinda Sandor, Rocket Girl, signing off for now. Bye-bye.